£1,000 sisters Tammy Slaton says her mental health is getting worse. I can only hold so much in. In a recent emotional revelation, £1,000 sisters star Tammy Slaton opened up about her ongoing mental health struggles, admitting that her emotional state is getting worse and that she feels overwhelmed by everything she has been holding inside. For fans who have followed Tammy's journey from the very beginning, this confession marks one of the most vulnerable and concerning moments in her transformation story. Over the years, viewers have witnessed Tammy battle severe health challenges, addiction issues, relationship turmoil, and the intense pressure that comes with reality television fame. While her dramatic weight loss journey has been celebrated as an incredible physical achievement, Tammy's latest comments reveal that the emotional side of her recovery may be far more complicated than it appears on the surface. Tammy stated that she feels like she has been suppressing her emotions for too long. "I can only hold so much in," she said, expressing frustration and exhaustion. Her words suggest that despite the visible progress she has made physically, the mental toll of her experiences continues to weigh heavily on her. From the early seasons of £1,000 Sisters, Tammy's struggles were evident. She often clashed with her sister Amy Slaton and faced criticism from family members who worried about her health. At times, her defensiveness and anger created tension within the family dynamic. However, many viewers now see those moments in a new light, understanding that they may have been symptoms of deeper emotional pain. Tammy's journey took a significant turn when she entered rehab and committed to serious lifestyle changes. Her weight loss transformation became one of the most talked about arcs on the show. She underwent bariatric surgery and began losing hundreds of pounds, eventually regaining mobility and independence that once seemed impossible. But weight loss does not automatically heal emotional wounds. In her recent confession, Tammy acknowledged that while she worked hard on her physical health, her mental health may not have received the same level of consistent attention. She described feeling isolated at times, even when surrounded by loved ones. The pressure to maintain her progress, live up to fan expectations, and navigate personal grief has created a complex emotional burden. One of the most devastating chapters in Tammy's life was the loss of her husband, Caleb Willingham. His passing deeply affected her, and fans could see the heartbreak unfold on screen. Grief is rarely a simple process, and for Tammy, it appears to have compounded existing struggles with anxiety and depression. Tammy has also spoken about the emotional scars from years of online criticism. As a public figure, she has faced harsh judgment, body shaming, and negative comments across social media platforms. While some fans have been supportive and encouraging, others have been relentless in their scrutiny. Living under constant public observation can intensify feelings of vulnerability. Tammy admitted that she sometimes feels like she has to put on a brave face for the cameras and for her supporters. But behind closed doors, she is still grappling with self-doubt and emotional fatigue. Her statement that her mental health is getting worse signals that she recognizes the seriousness of what she is experiencing. Acknowledging the problem is often the first step towards seeking further help, but it also highlights how ongoing recovery is rarely linear. Tammy's relationship with Amy has also experienced ups and downs. While the sisters share a deep bond, their differing personalities and life circumstances have led to friction. Amy's focus on motherhood and building her own family life has sometimes left Tammy feeling alone or misunderstood. Despite these challenges, Tammy has shown resilience before. Her ability to survive life-threatening health complications, commit to rehabilitation, and drastically transform her physical condition demonstrates immense strength. However, mental health recovery requires a different kind of endurance, one rooted in vulnerability, communication, and long-term support. Fans of £1,000 Sisters have responded with concern and empathy following Tammy's recent comments. Many have taken to social media to express encouragement, urging her to prioritize therapy and self-care. Others have pointed out that mental health awareness is just as important as physical transformation, especially for someone who has endured years of trauma. Tammy's openness may also serve a broader purpose. By publicly acknowledging her emotional struggles, she is contributing to a larger conversation about mental health, particularly within the context of weight loss journeys. Too often, society frames transformation as a purely physical achievement, overlooking the psychological battles that accompany drastic lifestyle changes. Major life transitions, such as rapid weight loss, grief, fame, and shifting family roles, can destabilize even the strongest individuals. For Tammy, all of these factors have intersected simultaneously. The pressure to maintain her progress while mourning a loss and adapting to newfound independence would challenge anyone's emotional stability. It is also worth noting that Tammy's identity has shifted dramatically over the years. For much of her life, her weight defined her daily limitations. After losing a significant amount of weight, she has had to rediscover who she is beyond those constraints. Identity shifts can be disorienting, especially when experienced in front of millions of viewers. Her comment, "I can only hold so much in," suggests that she may be reaching a breaking point where unspoken emotions can no longer remain contained. Suppressed feelings often manifest as anxiety, irritability, or emotional exhaustion. Patterns viewers may recognize from previous episodes. Mental health professionals often emphasize the importance of support systems during periods of intense life change. For Tammy, maintaining strong connections with family, friends, and medical professionals will likely be crucial moving forward. The same determination that fueled her weight loss journey may now need to be redirected toward emotional healing. As the new season of 1,000 pounds Sisters unfolds, viewers may gain deeper insight into Tammy's current state of mind. Reality television often captures dramatic moments, but it can also provide space for authentic conversations about mental wellness. Tammy's willingness to admit that she is struggling contradicts the common expectation that successful weight loss equals happiness. Her story reminds audiences that transformation is multi-layered. Physical progress does not erase trauma, grief, or deeply rooted insecurities. At this stage in her journey, Tammy stands at another crossroads. She has proven that she can overcome immense physical barriers. The question now is whether she will receive the consistent mental health care and emotional support needed to stabilize her current struggles. Her fans continue to rally behind her, hoping that her honesty will lead to positive change rather than deeper isolation. Many see her vulnerability as a sign of courage rather than weakness. Ultimately, Tammy Slaton's statement serves as a powerful reminder that healing is ongoing. It is not defined solely by numbers on a scale or milestones achieved. True recovery encompasses both body and mind. For someone who has lived much of her life in the public eye, admitting emotional pain takes bravery. Whether this moment becomes a turning point toward greater emotional resilience remains to be seen. But one thing is clear: Tammy Slaton's journey is far from over. As Tammy Slaton continues to navigate this difficult chapter, the emotional layers of her journey are becoming more visible than ever. What once appeared to be a straightforward transformation story has evolved into something far more complex. A portrait of a woman learning that physical change does not automatically silence emotional pain. Throughout her time on 1,000 Pound Sisters, Tammy has often been labelled as stubborn, defensive, or resistant to help. However, her recent admission that her mental health is getting worse reframes many of those past moments. Emotional suppression can create outward reactions that mask deeper internal battles. When someone carries unresolved trauma, grief, or anxiety, it can manifest in frustration or withdrawal. For Tammy, the pressure has never truly stopped. Even after reaching significant weight loss milestones, expectations only increased. Fans expected her to thrive, Family members hoped she would embrace a new chapter with enthusiasm. Viewers anticipated a happier, lighter version of Tammy, both physically and emotionally. But recovery does not follow a perfect script. Tammy has faced years of medical emergencies, hospitalizations, rehabilitation stays, and deeply personal setbacks. Each crisis demanded strength. Each setback required her to rebuild motivation. Over time, that constant cycle of survival can become emotionally exhausting. There is also the reality of grief. The loss of her husband, Caleb Willingham, introduced a profound emotional void. Grieving while simultaneously maintaining public appearances and continuing filming commitments may have intensified her internal strain. Grief is unpredictable. It resurfaces in waves, often when least expected. Holding those waves in, especially under public scrutiny, can feel unbearable. Tammy's comment, "I can only hold so much in," suggests that she has been attempting to protect others from the weight of her emotions. Many individuals who struggle with mental health attempt to minimize their pain in order to avoid worrying loved ones. They smile on camera, they reassure family members, they tell fans they are fine, but internally, the pressure builds. Her relationship with Amy Slaton has also entered a new phase. As Amy balances motherhood and her own personal challenges, Tammy may feel a shifting dynamic in their sisterly bond. For years, their relationship revolved around shared struggles with weight and health. Now, as their paths diverge, Tammy may be redefining her place within the family. Identity reconstruction can be one of the most overlooked aspects of major life change. When someone loses a significant amount of weight, they often face unexpected emotional adjustments. The world treats them differently. Opportunities shift. Self-perception evolves. But internally, insecurities and past memories do not disappear overnight. Tammy has lived much of her life feeling judged. Rapid transformation can create a confusing contrast between who she was and who she is becoming. That internal disconnect may contribute to feelings of instability. There is also the reality of reality television itself. Being filmed during vulnerable moments can create additional emotional strain. Private struggles become public storylines. Personal pain becomes episode highlights. Even when participants consent to sharing their lives, the experience can blur boundaries between authenticity and performance. Tammy's honesty about her declining mental health may indicate that she is recognizing the importance of addressing these feelings rather than continuing to suppress them. Acknowledgement can be painful, but it is also a critical step toward change. Mental health challenges often require structured support. Therapy, counseling, medication management, and consistent coping strategies. Just as Tammy worked closely with medical professionals to improve her physical health, emotional healing demands professional guidance and patience. Support from family will likely play a crucial role. Despite their conflicts, the Slaton family has repeatedly demonstrated resilience and loyalty. In moments of crisis, they have rallied together. That foundation of connection may serve as a protective factor during this period of vulnerability. Fans have also expressed concern that Tammy may be experiencing burnout. The combination of rapid weight loss, grief, fame, and constant scrutiny can deplete emotional reserves. Burnout does not only affect careers, it affects personal well-being. Emotional fatigue can feel like emptiness, irritability, or hopelessness. What makes Tammy's statement particularly impactful is its simplicity. "I can only hold so much in." It is not dramatic, it is not sensational, it is honest. It captures the universal experience of reaching a point where internal pressure becomes unsustainable. For viewers who have followed her journey from the beginning, this moment feels significant. Tammy is no longer just fighting for physical survival. She is confronting emotional survival. As upcoming episodes of 1,000 Sisters continue to document her life, audiences may witness how she chooses to respond to this realization. Will she seek deeper therapeutic support? Will she open up more fully to her family? Will she redefine what healing looks like beyond weight loss? One important takeaway from Tammy's story is that transformation is ongoing. There is no final episode where everything is perfectly resolved. Growth happens in stages. Setbacks occur. Emotions fluctuate. Healing is rarely linear. Tammy's journey highlights a broader cultural truth. Society often celebrates visible success while ignoring invisible struggles. Applause for weight loss does not eliminate depression. Compliments do not cure anxiety. Progress in one area does not guarantee peace in another. Her willingness to speak openly may resonate with viewers facing similar challenges. Many people feel pressured to appear strong, even when they are overwhelmed. Hearing someone publicly admit vulnerability can reduce stigma and encourage others to seek help. At this moment, Tammy stands in a fragile yet powerful position. Fragile because she is acknowledging emotional strain. Powerful because she is no longer pretending it does not exist. Whether this chapter becomes a turning point depends on the actions that follow. Openness can lead to deeper support systems. It can create space for honest conversations with loved ones. It can prompt professional intervention that stabilizes mental health. For now, Tammy Slaton's story remains unfinished. Her physical transformation inspired millions. Her emotional honesty may prove just as impactful. And as she continues navigating life after dramatic change, one thing is clear. True healing requires attention to both body and mind. As Tammy Slaton moves forward, the next phase of her journey may be the most defining yet. Physical milestones can be measured with numbers, medical charts, and visible results. Mental and emotional healing, however, are far less tangible. They require patience, reflection, and a willingness to confront uncomfortable truths. For years, Tammy's primary focus was survival. Her weight posed immediate and life-threatening risks. Every doctor's appointment carried urgency. Every hospital stay was a reminder of how fragile her condition had become. That level of constant crisis mode can create a psychological state where the mind prioritizes immediate danger over deeper emotional processing. Now that her physical health has significantly improved, there is more space for emotions to surface. Sometimes, when the body stabilizes, the mind begins unpacking everything it postponed. Old wounds, unresolved grief, insecurities, and fears that were once overshadowed by medical emergencies may now demand attention. On 1,000 Sisters, viewers have seen Tammy experience both triumph and heartbreak. From celebrating mobility milestones to mourning the loss of Caleb Willingham, her life has been documented in raw detail. The contrast between joyful progress and personal tragedy can create emotional whiplash. One moment brings hope, the next brings sorrow. Tammy's statement that her mental health is getting worse may also reflect the pressure of sustaining change. Weight loss journeys often include an initial surge of motivation and visible results. But maintaining those results requires ongoing discipline and lifestyle adjustments. The fear of regression can become a silent burden. Public expectations add another layer. Fans who once urged Tammy to change now watch closely to ensure she stays on track. Every appearance, every social media post, every episode becomes subject to analysis. Living under that microscope can intensify anxiety. It can make mistakes feel magnified and setbacks feel catastrophic. Her relationship with Amy Slaton continues to evolve as well. Sibling dynamics are rarely simple, especially when shared experiences are broadcast to millions. As Amy focuses on her own life transitions, Tammy may be redefining her sense of companionship and support. Change within family structures can trigger feelings of abandonment or insecurity, even when love remains intact. Tammy has also undergone a dramatic shift in independence. After years of relying on others for mobility and care, she now has greater freedom. While independence is empowering, it can also feel overwhelming. Adjusting to new responsibilities, new routines, and new social interactions requires emotional adaptation. Another factor that cannot be overlooked is identity reconstruction. For much of her adult life, Tammy was known primarily for her weight struggles. That identity shaped how others treated her and how she saw herself. Now, as her body changes, she may be confronting questions about who she is beyond that narrative. When someone's defining struggle begins to fade, it can create unexpected uncertainty. Without the constant battle against physical limitations, there may be space for deeper existential reflection. Who am I now? What do I want? What does happiness look like for me? These questions can be both liberating and unsettling. Tammy's openness about feeling overwhelmed suggests she may be in a transitional emotional phase. Transitional periods often feel unstable before they feel secure. Growth can feel like discomfort before it feels like clarity. Mental health professionals often describe this stage as adjustment stress. After major life changes, whether positive or negative, the brain needs time to recalibrate. The nervous system, accustomed to crisis or routine patterns, must adapt to new realities. That adaptation can temporarily increase anxiety or depressive symptoms. Tammy's journey is also a reminder that grief does not operate on a timeline. The loss of Caleb was not just the loss of a partner, it was the loss of shared plans and emotional companionship. Grief can intensify during moments of personal growth, as milestones are reached without the person who once stood beside you. Filming a reality series during this process adds complexity. Cameras capture vulnerability, but they also require composure. Balancing authenticity with self-protection is not easy. There may be moments when Tammy feels she must compartmentalize her emotions in order to continue functioning. Her words, "I can only hold so much in," indicate that compartmentalization may no longer be sustainable. Emotional build-up eventually seeks release. Whether through tears, conversations, therapy, or breakdowns, suppressed feelings find expression. Support systems will be critical moving forward. Family members, close friends, and professional counselors can provide outlets for honest dialogue. Structured therapy can offer coping strategies for managing anxiety, processing grief, and rebuilding self-worth. Tammy has already demonstrated resilience. Entering rehabilitation, committing to surgery, and transforming her lifestyle required immense courage. That same resilience may now need to be applied inwardly toward emotional restoration. Fans have responded with compassion, emphasizing that seeking help is a sign of strength rather than weakness. In many ways, Tammy's vulnerability humanizes her journey. She is not simply a transformation success story. She is a person navigating complex emotional terrain. As new episodes of 1,000 Sisters unfold, viewers may witness a more introspective side of Tammy. Rather than focusing solely on weight milestones, the narrative may shift toward mental well-being and emotional accountability. Her story challenges a common misconception that once a visible problem is solved, everything else falls into place. In reality, solving one challenge often reveals another layer beneath it. At this crossroads, Tammy has an opportunity. She can choose to continue suppressing her emotions, risking deeper instability. Or she can lean into vulnerability, accept support, and pursue comprehensive healing. No matter what path she chooses, her journey remains significant. Millions have watched her fight for her life. Now they are watching her fight for her peace of mind. Tammy Slaton's evolution is ongoing. Physical transformation was one chapter. Emotional resilience may be the next. As this chapter of Tammy Slaton's life continues to unfold, it becomes clear that her journey is no longer defined solely by physical transformation. The narrative has shifted. What began as a fight for survival has evolved into a deeper battle for emotional balance and mental stability. On 1,000 Sisters, viewers have seen Tammy overcome challenges that once seemed impossible. She endured life-threatening health scares, committed to long-term rehabilitation, and achieved a level of weight loss that many doubted she could reach. Those victories were monumental. They changed the course of her life. But as Tammy herself has admitted, progress on the outside does not automatically quiet the struggles on the inside. Her statement that her mental health is getting worse and that she can only hold so much in marks a turning point. It signals awareness, it signals emotional exhaustion, and perhaps most importantly, it signals honesty. After years of living in survival mode, Tammy may now be confronting emotions that were postponed for the sake of immediate physical recovery. Grief, identity shifts, public scrutiny, evolving family dynamics, and the pressure to maintain success. All of these factors intersect at once. Her relationship with Amy Slaton continues to evolve as both sisters grow in different directions. The bond remains, but change is inevitable. Growth sometimes creates distance before it creates understanding. The loss of Caleb Willingham also remains a defining emotional weight. Grief does not disappear simply because life moves forward. It lingers in quiet moments. It resurfaces in milestones. It reshapes perspective. Tammy now stands at a new crossroads, one that cannot be solved with surgery, diet plans, or medical interventions alone. This crossroads demands emotional transparency, professional support, and consistent self-reflection. The encouraging reality is that Tammy has already proven her resilience. She has faced criticism, doubt, and physical danger, and she survived. That same strength may guide her through this mental health battle as well. Her willingness to speak openly about her struggles may also help others. Mental health challenges are often hidden behind smiles and filtered images. By admitting that she feels overwhelmed, Tammy dismantles the illusion that transformation equals constant happiness. Healing is layered. It is gradual. It requires more than visible milestones. As future episodes of 1,000 Sisters continue to document her life, viewers may witness a more introspective journey. One focused not just on maintaining weight loss, but on building emotional stability. Tammy Slaton's story is still being written. Her physical transformation inspired millions. Now, her emotional honesty may resonate just as deeply. In the end, true success will not be measured only by the pounds she lost, but by the peace she gains.